Good evening, everybody. So I'm Pete with the Happy Shaver, and tonight I'm going to be doing a head shave with an Boker and Co. 7/8 inch kind of French nose, snub nosed Boker and Co. razor out of Solingen, Germany. So this razor I would date around 1920, even though Boker existed in the early 1800s. This one has a tree marking as the trademark, which was used between 1900 and 1935, and it also has the country of origin, which was required to be put on the tang. There's that tree. It's required to be put on the tang after 1891. So there's that country of origin. So definitely after 1891, the style of the razor, as you can see that kind of Art Deco point. By 1830, Herman and Robert Boker were producing 2,000 pieces by 64 smiths, 47 grinders, and a large staff of workers and trainees. That was 2,000 pieces made every week. And so eventually Herman Boker emigrated to found Boker and Co. in New York, whereas the younger Robert established his company in Canada and in 1865 a branch in Mexico. Heinrich only crossed back to Solingen where the German cutlery industry was booming, and then eventually, together with the well-known cutlery expert Hermann Hoser, founded Heinrich Boker and Co. in 1869. The Bokers were very interested in demand of razors, scissors, and pocket knives. They had to label their products in a simple manner for overseas markets, as many customers had problems spelling the German name Boker. Heinrich considered the chestnut tree as an ideal, memorable logo, which belonged to the Ramstein company as an arrow as well. One of the rare and precious documents which survived the total destruction of World War II is an ad of Boker Ramstein from 1874 showing both logos. The relationship between the two Boker companies has always been very friendly. Heinrich was allowed to take the tree brand with him across the river without any problems or payments. Since then, not a single product has left the Solingen factory without this sign. After over 100 years of existence, the venerable tree was cut down by a stroke of lightning in 1925. A gifted artist carved an image of the majestic tree into a piece of original trunk which adorns the CEO's office in Solingen. Of note, Boker brand still exists. The U.S. market quickly became Boker's most important sales territory. In 1900, most of the production was shipped to the U.S., and Boker & Co. in New York was more and more concentrating on products from the Solingen production. The demand for pocket knives soon beat that of other products like scissors or razors. The demand on the products increased faster than the production capabilities in Solingen, so the Bokers from New York decided to start their own pocket knife production, to which pliers were added later on. Because of the tree brand being well established by then and the good understanding within the international Boker family, there wasn't any problem to get permission from Solingen to use the tree brand for American products as well. And then after that, they were marked Boker USA or H. Boker Improved Cutlery Solingen. During World War II, the contract to the U.S. stopped. The Solingen factory was completely destroyed, with no remaining machines, tooling, catalogs, or samples. The few old originals we have at our disposal today survived the war because they were in private ownership and have been provided to us after the war. The company also lost one of its most precious commodities, the tree brand registration, was seized according to U.S. law. John Boker, Jr. bought it in New York to save it from further sale of American and German products. So after John Boker Jr. bought the trademark to protect sales elsewhere, he went back and breathed life back into the factory after World War II in Germany. The workers came back, they rebuilt buildings, and they started production again. And after that, into the 20th century, several subsidiaries kept Boker going. They opened subsidiaries in Buenos Aires and South America. Mexico and Canada were already there, and they kept the tree brand, which has been well known for hundreds of years. And ever since 1947, Arbolito and the tree brands have been used together. Before I put my razors away, I always cover them in some oil or some Vaseline to keep them going for a long time. I don't go this fast. That was a sped up video. But to me, it's the love of these old things. It's a combination of form and function, just making something beautiful from bygone days that we can still use today. those craftsmen who put all of that work into creating sabers and knives and scissors and razors, those things we still use today with a little bit of care, a little bit of trouble. 100-year-old razor will still be used today like it was the day it was made. And that's part of why I like restoring these old things. So thanks for coming along. Happy shaving.